What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. As we all know, in the Protean shift expansion for DD2, our defense power calculations, range, and crit damage have all had significant changes. With this in mind, I'm getting lots of questions about exactly how to build out your Ascension. So it is definitely time to update the Builder Ascension Basics video, and let's just hop right on in. Now, for the purposes of this video, let's go ahead and assume that this is a Flame Aura Monk. So we're going to be building nothing but Flame Auras on this monk. And since we're only concerned with the builder aspect of it, I'm going to just completely ignore this offense category, as it just does not apply to any of your defenses. Now, first things first, on every single defense in the game, your first 20 points in your defense category really must go into defense speed. This speed calculates much differently than it did previously, and if you don't max this defense speed right away, you are just straight up losing out. So get your 20 points into your defense speed directly. So our first 20 points in the utility category will go directly into defense crit chance. Now, as we know, with defense crit damage changing, defense power got a bit of a buff in the process. Defense power now is kind of a big deal, and you no longer want to ignore the fact that Range Gambit drops your defense power by 30, yet Flame Aura damage only ups it by 20. So you're losing 10 defense power for every point you go into Range Gambit versus the Flame Aura damage. Now, this was not an issue before. If you went into your Range Gambit and your damage went down, it really didn't matter because it was a crit game before. Now that it's not a crit game, you need to pay attention to that. So to cushion that a little bit, after you go into defense crit chance, your next 20 points should 100% go into defense crit damage. Now, this has given us a 20-point head start in the defense category, and we can put 20 points into Flame Aura damage. Now, at this point, you would have 40 points assigned to each tree, so you'd be Ascension 120, and it's time to start focusing on the Range Gambit. Now, at this point, we've got 0 loss of defense power, and over here we've got plus 400 defense power, so we do have a bit of a head start, and you can go all the way up to 40 in your Flame Aura Range Gambit prior to it catching up with defense power. So if we go ahead and add 40 more points here, we're going to see our Flame Aura damage is now gaining 1200 from defense power, and over here it's losing 1200, and that makes it a wash, and you get the free range out of the deal. Now, every point that you go up past this point is going to cause you a deficit, which means if you have 61 points in Flame Aura damage, that's giving you plus 1220. And if you've got 41 points in Flame Aura Range Gambit, that's minus 1230. So you're losing 10 defense power there in the transition. My suggestion at this point would be just to hang on to a few of these utility points and put a few more points into your Range Gambit before you bother going over here. Now, you can look back and forth between the two and see where you're at. We see at, let's go 45 and 65, we're at plus 1300 Flame Aura damage, and we're at minus 1350. So in this situation, we would need more points over here to get it closer. Now we're plus 1360, and over here we're minus 1350. So we are getting a small gain and getting the range for free. Now, to get to the point where you've got an even wash with your Range Gambit maxed, you would want to take your Flame Aura damage, or whatever damage for the defense you're using, and jack that all the way up to 75. So it's 75 points into your defense power. It's an even wash against the Range Gambit, plus you get the additional range. Now, a lot of new players are going to ask, well, why would I go at range at all? Why not just ignore it and go into defense power? And it's pretty simple math. Would you rather hit something twice for 10,000 or hit it once for 12,000? Yes, you're going to do more damage per shot if you ignore the Range Gambit, but using the Range Gambit is going to allow you to attack the enemy more times before it reaches your walls or the core. So hopefully this helps everyone understand the Builder Ascension basics that they should look at as they're starting their journey into the Protean Shift update in Dungeon Defenders 2. As always, there will be many more guides, tutorials, and spotlights coming to the channel, so make sure to check back often. And thank you once again. I will see you next time. Take it easy.